So once you check the answers, I'll give the answers for that. Once you check it. So first comprehension passage, first question is, first comprehension passage. Yeah. So he was short that comprehension passage. My first question is, who does he refer to? So answer for that second comprehension passage. For second comprehension passage, first question, why did his father stop reading? Why did his father stop reading? Why did his father stop reading? For that answer is, his father stopped reading. His father stopped, S-T-O-P-P-E-D, stopped reading to say something, to say, S-A-Y, say something, to say something to him, to say something to him. Next question, second question, did his father say, S-A-Y, say okay to him? Did his father say okay to him? Answer, no, his father didn't say, didn't, D-I-D-N apostrophe T, didn't say okay to him. Didn't say okay to him. Next, third question. How many sisters did he have? How many sisters did he have? How many sisters did he have? Answer, he had 5 sisters. He had 5 sisters. Okay, today we can check the textbook exercise. Mahendra, first slide. Mahendra, first slide veyandi. Children, you can open page number 27. Page number 27 you can open. Children, you can open. Yes, Mahendra, let it be. Ade undani Mahendra. Yes, check it ma. So page number 27. That second Roman, second main is there, no? Given below are some sentences. So some sentences they have given here. Pink color box is there, no ma? Red and pink. Some sentences they have given. What do they tell us about Narayana Murthy's qualities? So these sentences are going to speak about the qualities of Narayana Murthy. Use the adjectives given in the box to describe Murthy's character. So here some adjectives they have given. What is adjective? What is an adjective? Already you have learned parts of speech. So adjective is a word which is going to qualify the noun. It is going to speak about the noun. It is going to tell additional information. It is going to give some extra information about noun or pronoun. Am I right? So already you learned that adjective. What is adjective? So adjective is going to speak or give additional information about noun. So here In this box, some adjectives are there. And which adjective is suitable for that sentence, you have to choose and write. Or if you want some extra adjectives also, you can select and write. Okay. So let us check. First one, his seniors used to ask him to solve their difficulties in science. What does it show? So which adjective is suitable here? Bright. So in that box, you can write bright. Write down. Students, write down bright. B-R-I-G-H-T. Sanjay, are you writing? Yes. Sanjay, you're not writing? Yes. Next sentence. He was a guide for the others. He was a guide for the others. For that, clever we can use. Clever is the adjective we can use here. Write down clever. C-L-E-V-E-R. For the second sentence, you can write clever. Next, third one. While others struggle to solve the problems in the question papers, he would smile shyly and solve them in no time. So here we can use the adjective shy, S-H-Y, shy. And also one more adjective, that is brilliant. Brilliant also we can write down brilliant. B-R-I-L-L-I-A-N-T, brilliant. So here we can write two adjectives. One is shy and second one is brilliant. B-R-I-L-L-I-A-N-T. Next one, fourth one, you can check in next page. Mahendra, next slide. Mahendra, second slide. Yeah. Yes. His principle was never to hurt anyone. His principle was never to hurt anyone. So it shows his gentle nature, or we can say he's kind. So gentle or kind you can write gentle, G-E-N-T-L-E. G-E-N-T-L-E, gentle. Or kind also you can write K-I-N-D, kind. Next, fifth one, he did not reply. He never shared his unhappiness or helplessness with anybody. So for that we can write introverted, introverted, I-N-T-R-O-V-E-R-T-E-D. It is there in the box. If you want to check the spelling, you can check. I-N-T-R-O-V-E-R-T-E-D, introverted. Next, sixth one. He went to station to say goodbye and good luck to them for their future life. So for that we can write encouraging, encouraging. E-N-C-O-U-R-A-G-I-N-G, encouraging. Seventh one, he never used the help of any caste, community or political connections to go up in life. It shows his hard-working nature. So you can write hard-working, H-A-R-D, hard, working, W-O-R-K-I-N-G. Hard-working, H-A-R-D, W-O-R-K-I-N-G. Next one, he built a team of people who are equally good. So for that we can write ethical, E-T-H-I-C-A-L. Ethical, E-T-H-I-C-A-L. So with this we have completed this exercise. Now let us move to vocabulary. Vocabulary, one word substitutions they have given, one word substitutes. So first we should know what is the meaning of one word substitutes. So here a meaning of a sentence or a group of words is substituted with a single word. That is called one word substitutes without affecting its meaning. So without affecting the meaning of a group of words or a sentence if one word is, a single word is used instead of writing the complete sentence or a group of words. If only one word is used, it is not affecting their meaning. That word is called one word substitute. So here they have given a list of one word substitutes. So in lesson we got 2 one words substitutes, that is philanthropist we got and pioneer we got. So while teaching the lesson, I have given the meaning for that philanthropist. So here they have given what is philanthropist. You can go through. A philanthropist is one who devotes his service or wealth for the love of mankind. So who works for the sake of mankind, who loves mankind, that is, who serves for the mankind, he is called philanthropist. Next one is pioneer. Pioneer is that. Pioneer means who is the first person to read something or develop that in that particular area. The first person who works in that particular area, he is called pioneer. So pioneer, 2 words we got. So Mahendra, next slide. Mahendra, next slide. So you can check page number 20. Students, you can check page number 20. So here a list of one word substitutes they have given. Word they have given and meaning also they have given. So let us go through that one. First one, fatalist. Fatalist. So fatalist, a person who believes in fate. A person who believes in fate is called fatalist. Fate means talarata. No, people believe in fate. If something happened means they will think that is my fate. No. So who believes in fate, he is called fatalist. Next one is centenarian. Centenarian. Second one is centenarian. A person who is above 100 years. So who is above 100 years? So actually century means you know, no? In cricket century, the word century is there. So who scores 100 runs is called century. Here centenarian means a person who scores more than 100 years. Okay. So he is called centenarian. Above 100 years means centenarian. Next one, omnipresent. Omnipresent means one who is present everywhere. Who presents everywhere? Example, who presents everywhere? God. So God is called omnipresent. He presents everywhere. We will say no. Wherever we go, wherever we see, God will be there. So God is omnipresent. Next, mercenary. Mercenary, a person who can do anything for money. Few members will be there. For money's sake, they will do whatever they want to get money. So he is called mercenary. Mercenary means a person who will do for the sake of money. Anything for the sake of money is called mercenary. Next one, misogynist. Misogynist means one who hates women. People, they don't like women. They hate women. Such kind of people will be there, no. He is called misogynist. Such kind of people is called misogynist. Misogynist means a person who hates women. Next, monogamy. Monogamy means a practice of having one wife or husband. Only one wife or only one husband means monogamy, we will say. Monogamy means having only one husband or one wife. Autobiography. Autobiography, already we discussed, I think so, autobiography and biography. Autobiography means if a life history written by oneself. If a person writes his own life history, that is called autobiography. Biography means life history is written by somebody else. So if somebody else writes somebody's life history, that is called biography. Autobiography means if we write our life history by ourselves, that is autobiography. So if somebody else writes our life history, that is called biography. That is the difference. Auto means by ourselves. Biography means if somebody else writes our life history, that is called biography. Okay. Next, honorary. Honorary means a position for which no salary is paid. So unpaid. Salary is not given, only position is given. So that is called honorary. So we can say honorary, just I can say honorary officer or something like that. He is an honorary officer. Their salary is not paid for that. Only position will be given to them. Okay. Next, ambiguous. Ambiguous is sentence whose meaning is unclear. So if there is no clarity, that is called confusion. There is no clarity. That is called ambiguous. Ambiguous means not clear. That is called, either it is a sentence or situation, whatever it may be. If it is not clear, that is called ambiguous. Next, inimitable. 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 So that is which cannot be imitated, which we can't imitate. It is not possible to imitate. That is called inimitable. That means we can't imitate that one. You will be imitating, no, others dressing or hairstyle. You'll be imitating others' style. So heroes or heroines, just you'll be imitating their dressing style, walking style, speaking style. You'll be imitating. So if it is not possible to imitate something, that is called inimitable, which can't be imitated. That is called inimitable. Next, theist. Theist means one who believes in God. Who believes in God? Who believes that God is existed? So he is called theist. Theist. Next, opposite to that is atheist. Atheist means who does not believe in God. The person who does not believe in God is called atheist. Who believes in God is called theist. Theist means who believes in God. Atheist means who does not believe in God. Next, spendthrift. Spendthrift means one who spends too much, who will spend much money, who will spend unnecessarily. He is called spendthrift. And spendthrift, that is called, he is called spendthrift. For that opposite is miser. Miser, who does not like to spend money is called miser. You know miser. Miser means who doesn't like to spend money is called miser. Opposite to that is spendthrift. Spendthrift means a person who likes to spend money or who spends much money. He is called spendthrift. Next one, teetotaler. Teetotaler. Teetotaler means one who abstains from taking alcohol. That means who refuses to take alcohol, who doesn't like to take alcohol. He is called teetotaler. So teetotaler means the person who doesn't like to take alcohol, who does not consume alcohol, who does not take alcohol. He is called teetotaler. Understood? Is it clear? All these words? Understood? Is it clear? All these words? So here they have given one exercise for us. So we have to take here one sentence they have given. For that, options they have given. We have to choose the correct option for that. Let us complete this exercise now. Is a person or thing that cannot be corrected. A person or thing that cannot be corrected. Not able to correct. A person or thing. So options here they have given: unintelligible, indelible, illegible, incorrigible. So first one, what is the meaning for unintelligible? Unintelligible means not able to understand. If you are not able to understand a person, he is called unintelligible. Second one is indelible. Indelible means not able to forget something, not able to delete something, not able to forget something, or not able to remove something from our thoughts or mind. That is called indelible, which cannot be deleted, which cannot be removed, indelible. Illegible. What is illegible? Not clear to understand or read. So if you're not able to read, illegible handwriting we will say, whose handwriting is very difficult to understand, that is called illegible handwriting. Okay. So not able, it is no, which is not clear to understand, which is not clear to read, that is called illegible. Next, incorrigible. So incorrigible means which is not able to correct. Either a person or thing which cannot be corrected, that is called incorrigible. So option D is correct. So for first one, option D. Option D is correct. Next, coming to the second one, a person of good understanding, knowledge and reasoning power. A person of good understanding, knowledge and reasoning power. So for that, four options they have given: expert, they have given, intellectual, snob, literate. First one, expert means skillful. If a person is good in, or he got some much experience, then we will call he is expert in that particular task. So that is not correct option. Next one, intellectual. Intellectual is the correct option here. Intellectual means a person who has good understanding, knowledge and reasoning power. So B option is correct. So what does snob mean? Snob. Snob means a person who appreciates higher class. Only high class people are there, no. The person who appreciates only high class, he is called snob. Next one, literate means, you know, literate. Who knows to read or read and write? He is called literate. We are literates. The person who doesn't know to read and write is called illiterate. Opposite to that. Literate, illiterate. So literate means the person who knows to read or write is called literate. So here B option is correct. Correct. Second one, B option. Next, third one, a person who knows many languages. Many languages. Okay. First one, linguist. They have given linguist here option. Linguist means specialist in scientific study of language. Who will do the scientific study of any language, he is called linguist. So that is wrong option. Next one, grammarian. Grammarian means who studies grammar. He is called grammarian. Next one, polyglot. Poly means many. Glot means here, just we can say sound or language. So polyglot means who knows many languages. So C is the correct option for this. C is the correct option, polyglot. Polyglot means who knows many languages. And what does D mean? Bilingual. Bi means two. Bi means two. Bilingual means speaking two languages fluently. A person, if he knows two languages, even you are also bilingual, you know Telugu and English very well, so we can call you as bilingual. If a person knows two languages or speaks two languages well fluently, we can call them as bilingual. So a person who knows many languages, what does he call? Polyglot. Okay. Next page, you can see Mahendra, next slide. Ah, yes, fine. Next one, you can see one who possesses many talents. If a person has many talents, then what we will call him as? See here, four options they have given: versatile, prodigy, exceptional, gifted. So versatile is the correct option for that. Versatile is correct option. Versatile means who possesses, who has many talents. He is called versatile. Second one, prodigy is there. What is prodigy means? Young child with great abilities. If young child, a small child who has so many abilities are there. So who is very talented, that young child who is very talented, he is called prodigy. Next, exceptional means unusual, not usual. Unusual, that is called exceptional. Next, gifted means who has natural abilities, who is born with good talent or abilities. He is called gifted. Gifted child, we will say no. He is a gifted child, we will say. So a person is small kid born with good abilities. He is called gifted. Gifted. So first one, versatile, is the correct option here. Next one, words inscribed on a tomb. So what is tomb? Do you have idea? Tomb is constructed, where the tomb is constructed? In the graveyard. Graveyard, after burying the person. After burying the person, on that, they will construct the tomb. Samadhi. Tomb is nothing but samadhi. Okay. So here, words inscribed on your tomb. Samadhi paina letters rasuntaramma. Chusara eppudaina? Samadhi mida. Konni chotla only వాళ్ళు ఎప్పుడు పుట్టారో ఎప్పుడు చనిపోయారు మాత్రం రాసుంటారు. గ్రేట్ పర్సనాలిటీస్ వాళ్ళు ఏదైతే ప్రిన్సిపల్ ని ఫాలో అయ్యారో లేకపోతే దేన్ని స్ట్రాంగ్ గా బిలీవ్ చేస్తారో ఆ వర్డ్స్ ని దాని మీద చెక్కింటారు సమాధి మీద. ఓకే. సో సమాధికి ఇట్లా పలకలాగా ఉంటది కదమ్మా, ప్లేట్ ఉంటది. ఆ ప్లేట్ మీద జస్ట్ దే విల్ రైట్ సమ్ వర్డ్స్. ఓకే, అబౌట్ దట్ వాట్ దే ఫాలోడ్ ఆర్ వాట్ దే బిలీవ్డ్ ఇన్. సో షేక్స్పియర్ tomb మీద కూడా రాసారంట. Shakespeare, you know William Shakespeare, on his tomb also they have written some words. So what are those words means? He has written the world is a stage. All the men and women are mere actors. So world is a stage. World anedi prapancham anedi oka stage నాటక రంగము. All men and women మనుషులంతా అందులో actors. So God has sent all these actors to act in this world. అనే words రాసాడంట అతను. So he strongly believes in that. Okay. So here words inscribed on a tomb. సో ఆ వర్డ్స్ ఏవైతే టూమ్ మీద చెక్కబడి ఉంటాయో వాటిని ఏమంటారు? సో వాట్ డస్ ఇట్ కాల్? సి 4 ఆప్షన్స్ హియర్ దే హావ్ గివెన్. ఫస్ట్ వన్ ఎపిటోమ్ దే హావ్ గివెన్. ఎపిటోమ్ మీన్స్ పర్ఫెక్ట్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్. సో దట్ ఈస్ నాట్ ద కరెక్ట్ వన్. ఎపిటోమ్ అంటే కరెక్ట్ పర్ఫెక్ట్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ని ఎపిటోమ్ అంటారు. నెక్స్ట్ సెకండ్ వన్ ఇపిజల్. ఇపిజల్ మీన్స్ లెటర్. లెటర్ రాస్తాం కదమ్మా. గ్రూప్ ఆఫ్ లెటర్స్ ఆర్ లెటర్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ ఇపిజల్. Epistle means letter. Next one is epilogue. Epilogue means conclusion in the book. So conclusion, after reading the novel, in last page that conclusion or summary will be there, or after completing the drama that conclusion will be there. So that is called epilogue. Epilogue means summary of that novel which is written in the last page, or a speech given, conclusion speech given at the end of the drama, that is called epilogue. Last one is epitaph. So epitaph means words inscribed on a tomb. So D option is the correct one. So D option is correct. Is it clear, ma students, what I said? So for the 5th words inscribed on a tomb, epitaph is the correct one. Okay, fine. And just I say, you write all these one word substitutes in your classwork. In addition to that, I'm going to post a few more one word substitutes. I'll send to your groups, WhatsApp groups. Even that one word substitutes also you should be written in the classwork. Okay, I will send it to your teachers, or just I'll post in WhatsApp groups. All those one word substitutes you are going to complete in your classwork. In next class, I'm going to check that one. Okay. After completing that, just take a peek and post in the WhatsApp. Is it clear? Students, is it clear, ma? Okay, fine. So after that, here, working page they have given. Okay, fine. Yes. Just I'll give one homework to you. Note down. Yes. Imagine yourself as Sudha Murthy. Imagine yourself as Sudha Murthy. And make a diary entry. And make a diary entry. And write a diary entry. Ma, just that is not Sudha Murthy. Ma, write down Narayana Murthy. Narayana Murthy. Imagine yourself as Narayana Murthy. Imagine yourself as Narayana Murthy and make a diary entry. Diary entry of Murthy's feelings. Of Murthy's feelings of joy, J-O-Y, joy, and also disappointment when his father disappointment when his father refused, R-E-F-U-S-E-D, refused to join him in IIT college. To join him in IIT college. To join him in IIT college. Now complete this diary entry. After that, you can post in the WhatsApp groups. Ma. Understood? Is it clear? So you imagine yourself, Narayana Murthy, and when he went to his father that he has passed that IIT entrance exam, he has informed his father, but his father refused him to join in IIT college. So that feeling you express in the diary. Okay? First that happiness when he passed that entrance, that happiness. After that, the disappointment. Both you have to write in the form of diary entry, and after that post in the WhatsApp groups. Understood? Is it clear, children? Is it clear? Okay. Mahendra?
Madam.
Mahendra?
Madam.